You know me by now. You know I like to do conspiracy theories. Um, but I don't really feel like they're conspiracies. I feel like they're right. And I don't just go with the ones other people think of. I come up with my own. I just came up with one. So obviously I was rooting for Cape Verde. Um, I watched that match. I was so disappointed. So disappointed. I haven't watched the World Cup in a long time. I really didn't watch it that much. I used to watch soccer for years, like in the early 2000s. It's completely different than it was back then because it doesn't look like anybody's trying now. I've been watching people say it's rigged, it's rigged, it's rigged. I've never seen a tournament look more rigged in my life. I watch a lot of sports, a lot of sports. Um, I'm in and out with different sports. There'll be a point in time where I watch basketball, not basketball. I never watched basketball. I used to watch college basketball years ago. But, mostly tennis, Olympics, football. These are the ones I've watched most of my life. I watched baseball all the time as a kid. I used to watch hockey. I used to do my homework to these games. And even if I'm not paying attention, I still am aware of what's going on. I've never seen anything that looked as scripted and ridiculous as this tournament. And I was thinking about it, and I don't know if it was yesterday or the day before, I didn't realize Argentina didn't have any black players because all anybody else was complaining about, I think, actual racists were complaining about France having so many black players, but it's like these people never been out of the country. They don't know anything. They don't know what countries are made up of. They know their backyard and their friends, and that's why they're racist. People who are racist, either they're evil, like the Nazis who fled to Argentina, or they're just stupid and they don't know any better because they don't know anything outside of their own neighborhood or their own backyard or their own family. So I was saying to myself, like, this is Argentina. The Nazis fled to Argentina. This World Cup, I don't know anything about FIFA. I don't know crap, but I know whether it's, Goodell or anybody in charge of these leagues, they're always up to something. And there's always propaganda. And I said to myself, what if this World Cup is just Nazi propaganda? What if they included all these extra teams so that there'd be more African nations or countries that are kind of from Africa? They let them compete just to rig it against them and to exalt Argentina because Argentina is still like half Nazi. So that's my theory. This World Cup is Nazi propaganda. They're going to rig it in favor of Argentina to supposedly prove that white people are better than everybody else. That's my theory. That's what I'm going with. That loss was heartbreaking. They should have won. I have issues with the universe and how it writes the script of life. It's disappointing all the time. That's why David Lynch movies always made sense. It's messed up. It's Garland Bozia, pain and suffering. Meanwhile, the whole world could have been happy if Cape Verde won. And that guy's goal, I think it might have been Lopes Cabral. I don't remember which guy it was because I'm not that into it. But that was like, dude, that's the kind of soccer I'm looking for. People used to kick the ball and try to score. It just seems like they're playing some kind of foot version of patty cake in so many of these where they're just kicking back and forth to each other. Nobody's actually trying to shoot the damn thing in the net. I don't know what is that. I've never seen a sport where people try not to score. I mean, it's low scoring anyway. It's always been a low scoring game. And I think they counted that as an own goal. I don't even know. They're playing, to me, the most thing they're doing is playing with stoppage time and the fouls. In this case, the other day against Portugal, the Croatians, that goal, everybody was mad about that they felt like they got robbed at the end. I thought they should have called the game a long time ago because they just let stoppage time go and go and go and go. And I was like, it's been like 13 minutes when it was supposed to be like 10 minutes. I know they add more, but in this case, they added no more. The minute that clock hit 3 minutes of stoppage time, they blew the whistle. Meanwhile, during that stoppage time, people were falling on the floor, grabbing their leg. There was all kinds of like waste of time. So if they had added on another minute or so in the game last night with Cape Verde and Argentina, I don't know. I am sick of the world being as corrupt as it is. Everything is corrupt. That's why I needed a win. If they wanted people to like soccer, if they really wanted to do a Cinderella story or a Rocky type situation and really wanted to bring people to the game, they would have let it play out, and they wouldn't do it in favor of this team that I don't know if it's their fault if they come from a Nazi-ridden country, but yeah. So that's my theory. The World Cup is Nazi propaganda. I like them apples, and I'm actually gonna post this because I don't give a shit.